Hello and howdy, everybody. I have not been on here for a while, and I figure I'd swing on here and tell you what's going on. Things have finally mellowed out after busting my butt for multiple weeks doing the cons and doing my con and family stuff, and everything has been going on, and we are back. Oh, sorry. But no, we I've just been going 1,000 miles an hour. Been doing the Pickle Comic Con, and hello, Jeremy. How are you today? Um, Still putting stuff away. Still dealing with all that at the shop over the weekend. Bunch of new comics, so we're putting those away, and all that funness. No movies tomorrow this week, so literally I've been between the cons and going to movies with the Joe and trying to hang out with my friends when I can, and Tina, and busy week. Like I said, first this Thursday will be the first Thursday where I don't have 1,000 things to do and I can actually kind of relax, even though I'll be sitting here editing and putting together the new episodes of Saturday Morning Serials and all that fun stuff. So yeah, but yeah, that's what's been going on. Yeah, it's I'm always working on something. You guys know that. the um, I've been replacing some stuff this week. Been working on. I'm literally, legitimately working on Saturday Morning Serials right now. Deciding on what I'm going to air, and trying to figure out what's going to replace stuff on Sci Fridays, because we're getting ready to lose. We got a couple more episodes of Viper, or a couple of episodes more Viper. We're on the last season of Viper. We are on a couple more episodes of UFO. A couple more we got this week, and four more. And then we will be Wolf Lake will be ending soon, but that's a short series anyways. So I knew that was coming sooner or later. And literally on Saturday Morning Serials, the Wuzzles is ending. This is the last week of regular Ultraman. Hello, Chuck. Good hearing from you, sir. So we got that going on. I'm bringing some old cartoons back, mixing them into the flow of things, of stuff that I've aired before and maybe never finished, but we'll go back and do that again. So ever so much fun. So it's always an uphill battle doing what I do, because I'm always looking for. I mean, mind you, I've done literally episode this week would be 268. I don't know why I've done so many. That's insane. It's always a lot. And then Saturday morning serials, got Sci Fridays, and I'm already getting things ready for the last Grindhouse on the Left July 4th special. So yeah, I thought about doing one on my birthday. You know, the last Grindhouse on the Left, the captain's birthday special, but that's not a real holiday yet. Uh, yet, I says. But it falls on other holidays, so I can't steal other holidays away from things. So, yeah. So I hope you've all been having a lot of fun. Hope you guys been going out and doing stuff and getting things. I apologize if I am been a little wonky lately. Um, just literally last 2 weeks, go. Comic show Dayton, then I did mine, and I get to stress out for like 2 weeks straight and have an anxiety attack and all that fun stuff. And then now I got, then at the end of the month I got wrestling to go to. So literally I will be going from Saturday night, be going for the shop directly to wrestling, then probably home, and then be here with you guys for the anime source. I got a buddy who has a wrestling promotion now, so it's pretty cool. Sorry, damn. Hello, creators. Hail, hail. We're all here, all the nerds. See, that's see, this, I'm not gonna lie. This is how I know how big of a nerd I am sometimes. I bought 17 boxes of comics over the weekend, and I filled, I only kept like a stack like that thick, and because I have everything else I need out of there, but it's literally old school Marvel UK stuff that nobody reads but me, like Dragon's Claw and Death's Head, stuff like that. So, yeah. Um, damn, I was busy this weekend. So, yeah, we were going 1,000 miles an hour this weekend. Um, I had to take the day off from the gym on Sunday because I was doing the con. But it's funny because I got the little, the watch, and it tells me that I did more of a workout faster doing a convention than I do going to the gym, which is just bizarre. Than like busting your butt, and then you're like, man, I've been kicking ass, and then I'm like, I literally can do this thing out in like less time too, which is sad. Um, but yeah, that's what's been going on. Just go, go, go. I'm finally Sunday night. I relaxed. I passed out from going to. I'm sitting on the couch over there, and it was like a couple minutes to midnight, and all of a sudden I'm like, and I look at my watch, and I'm like, 2:30. Holy crap! I fell asleep for 2.5 hours almost. That's how I know I'm getting old. I can just randomly fall asleep. I used to make fun of my dad for that, but then again, my dad was in his 40s, not in his 50s when he started doing that. So I don't feel so bad. Getting an old man. Um, but no, that's what's going on. If anybody has any things they want to say or any questions about anything, um, I don't know. I'm just okay. So here's what's going on. Hopefully, working with a local wrestling promotion to essentially run kind of first run wrestling on Saturday morning serials. So I might replace like WMAC Masters. If you guys don't mind, I don't know if it'll be like I've been doing the Japanese stuff, and then I do WMAC Masters, which is, and then roller games and stuff, which we're done with roller games. And what are you doing, weird dog? Yeah. And go from there because it's I don't know if you guys want to see some local first run wrestling. I say local, but them guys are putting on some good stuff. I mean, literally, some of the people that they've brought in are from the NWA. They're from JCW. I think they got at least one JCW wrestler this week. Not this weekend, the 27th, coming up. So, I don't know about their old stuff, what they've got on those. I know I have friends that wrestled on those matches, so we can do that. So cool, creator. That's awesome. Yeah, it's kind of cool being able to bring in have yeah, and have some people I know wrestling and stuff like it's called Armbar Pro. Um, it's a lot of guys that are really good that were always kind of on the cusp of making it big, and now due to injuries and slowing down and getting older, they're kind of dropped down a little bit. But then they're bringing these new guys in, and they're having the old guys train the new guys. So I think it'll be pretty cool. Yeah, but no, I've hooked back up with the guys I used to go see wrestling, that the wrestling I used to go see, and we're going from there. So I don't have a deadline on it yet. We're working on that this weekend. I'll probably talk to him on the 27th at the wrestling event, and we'll just go from there. So we'll be able to bring you some fun first run stuff essentially on the show, which is just outside of the stuff that I personally do. I think that's pretty cool. Although I came really close to going live. I did go live on Facebook, but go live at the con, and because you guys always ask me about stuff, Were you able to ship my box today? Yes. Yep. It's in the mail. So, yep. It is on the road. Or at least it was let me put it this way. It was given to the mailman. So it should be probably at the post office now. So yeah. Technically it left me today. So yeah. So yeah, I did not want to like JCW. And then I started watching it and I'm really liking it. And I'm like, this is crazy. And then realizing how many of those people I've known or met and hung out with and stuff like that. If you watch any of the JCW, and there's a dude named Shane Mercer, that dude's a monster. I mean, he's not a big guy; he's about my height, but he is jacked. That man, I watch him grab a dude over his head and throw him at Harpo's. I don't know if anybody of you guys know anything about Harpo's. They do JCW there from the stage, and it was the ring was not up against the stage. The stage is like literally like if I'm standing flat-footed on the floor, I have to reach up and I can grab the edge of the stage. So was it like 8 foot, maybe something like that? And they wing this dude over the gap and into the ring, and that's how freaking strong Shane Mercer is. So. Harpo's is right down the road. Ah, sweet, Jeremy. Yeah, I've gone to Harpo's a couple times for some JCW, not JCW, GCW. Super Six or something like that, and God, I can't remember the other one I went for. But no, I used to go back there in the day for concerts. I've hung out with Gwar there. From California, hello, Spexters. They're from Cali. Man, Harpo. Where you, which way on down the road from Harpo's are you there, Jeremy? Because I know we get off at the exit, and there's the Little Caesars right there, and you go up the road about 2 blocks, and then we park, and then there's Harpo's, and then yeah. So, but Cali, we're coming direct to you live from Ohio, home of nothing. Take it back. Neil Armstrong came from up the road about 40 minutes. So, and I come from Piqua, Ohio. There's only a couple good things that came from Piqua, Ohio. The 8-track tape, the guy who created the 8-track tape came from Ohio. From Piqua, Ohio. The Mills Brothers and Patrick Zurcher, the comic book artist who is killing it right now on Solomon Kane for Titan Press. Yeah, Harpo's nice. Used to go see Slayer at Harpo's. Hell yeah. Harpo's is cool, but Harpo's really needs to be updated. I've been there in the dead of winter, and I'm pretty sure that there was ice forming in the toilets. That's how cold it was. I mean, you're like, yeah. And I'm on the floor. I never take my coat off, no nothing. I am 5 feet away from a heater, and I still am too freaking cold. I'm sitting here talking to the wrestlers, and I'm like, yeah, I've been here in decades. Ice in the yeah, dude, it's bad. And I heard they fixed a bunch of stuff. Because one of the last times I went, they had the big industrial, like, for lack of a better term, space heaters, the gas powered ones outside blowing the heat in because they had no heat in the building. So just go on Harper's and go south for like 4 miles. Oh, okay. Okay, so you're not far. Yeah, it's I was supposed to go there, not too long ago, and I just couldn't get away from things I had to do here to go. I tend to go up to Livonia a lot and Monroe, and of course we have family in Brighton, so we do go up there a lot. Um, I took my sons up there because they were like, there's an actual set down Little Caesars. So I was like, yes, down the street from Harpo's. So I had to take them to show them where that was. Uh, None like there's not many set down pizza places anymore, which is crazy. So, although that's being, has anybody heard that Pizza Hut's bringing back old school Pizza Huts? They're bringing them back with like the arcade machines in there, the red cups. I'm hoping they bring back the buffet because I you know I'm I love a good buffet. Gotta love a buffet. So Retro Pizza Hut. Yep, I'm hoping that we get one locally. We have one the town north of here, Sydney, and they have a set down one, but it's all been updated. So it looks brand new, but it's also the same one that's been there since the early 80s. So, and now the one here in town that used to be a Pizza Hut was a cash land. Now, of course, it's a vape shop because anytime a place closes down, it becomes a vape shop here in our town. Hello, Autumn. Man, I'm sorry, Autumn. I was going to message you, and I've been going crazy at the shop today. Try to get everything caught up over the weekend. Hello, Celeste. I've been playing hell because we have no magic packs at the shop, and I am trying to get hold of any of my account reps that can get me stuff. So I'm in St. Clair Shores, 2 cities north of Detroit on Michigan's East Coast. Okay. I know where St. Clair Shores is. Yeah, I've been there a few times. Yeah, I don't normally go up that far, but I do go to Detroit a lot now. I was just up there for a few weeks ago for a concert. Went and seen Hanabe, Enterprise Earth, and Necrogoblicon. And recently I went to Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is that way. Rochester Hills. All right, cool. Went over to Fort Wayne to go see the Who, the HU, not the WHO. Just want to let you know. Sweet. Nice, Autumn. I'm glad that you are feeling good and getting back. Hello, Venus. How are you today? Yeah, it's good. I mean, like I said, I'm sorry. I've been going 1,000 miles an hour and haven't been able to hop on here and do these live for a while, and I do apologize. But Sephiroth, pretty good. Playing catch up from the weekend. Had to price magic card, everything I couldn't get done over the weekend because I was prepping for the show. I had to do that the last couple of days, so just run. Price magic cards, put those away, put those in the case, get comics. So chat time with the Captain Stream. Yes, it is. It is chat time. So if you have any questions or anything I can answer, I will be happy to answer. If I can. I mean, if you ask me, what's the square footage of the Pyramid at Giza, I would not know that. Thank you. I remember in high school, my one teacher goes, "Does anybody have any questions?" And I went, "Yes." And I raised my hand. He goes, "What is it, Paul?" I was like, "Which has more mass? The ancient pyramid at Giza or the Empire State Building?" And he's like, "That is a question, but it's not what I asked, Mr. Lee." I was like, "You asked if I had any more questions, and that was a question." So, you got a big room for your stuff? Yes, I do. Well, I don't even say big room. This is my man, the captain's quarters. There is literally, there's almost not a square inch that isn't being used for. You see the comics over here. You can even see McDonald. You see the McDonald's toys of Vince's here. You can see Vince's bag that he had to get from Kroger's because it was free and they gave it to him. And then comic books I have set, and then everything I have over there and fun stuff. So, And then let's see. Oh, okay, you can actually see that. That's my there you go. That's my High Republic lightsaber. Not many people have those. Um, I had to kill like 18 Jedi's to get one of these. Um, how's Vince? Vince is doing really good. We got him a. I don't know what else to call it. Tracker watch. So he can. He's been able to go around and play and visit his friends and stuff like that. Eh. Same for okay, cool. Sephiroth, you last weekend anime was man, I should have this more easily accessible. Okay, last week's was the last one was the Amon Saga. And the first one is real fun. I don't even want to try to pronounce this. It's DEVADASHY, and that was an OVA. So, yep, they were both OVAs, so we can do that. So much fun here. The second to last one was a mech. Yeah, I'm a mech guy. I do absolutely love mechs. It goes back to being a kid. LoJack, yeah, kind of. LoJack Vincent, but no, he. But the thing is that it still freaks him out. But we tell him as long as we're home and he's got his phone, he can go and he walks around. He talks to the other little kids because he's become like the big brother to all the little kids in the neighborhood because they just love him. And then little yeah, she's dealing with some personal stuff. So when she's feeling better, she's back. Oh, okay. Oh, let Tracy know that we miss her and we miss Tracy and yeah, and be glad to have her back. So yeah, last anime industry like Warriors. Yeah. I'm always looking for cool stuff on the anime front. I'm bringing back one this week that I took away from you guys for a while. I'm bringing back Vandred. So yeah, bring back Vandred and all that fun stuff. And I'm still working on trying to get caught up. And since I don't have nothing until con, well, no, I got to go to a con, but I'm not going to be set up next month. I'll probably go to an anime, at least one anime convention next month. And hopefully I'll be picking up some more stuff there. I'm keep getting the laser discs and DVDs and VHSs and mangas and all that fun stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of screwed up over the weekend. Buddy of mine, he sold me the boxes of bulk comics, whatever. And he goes, hey, I got some boxes of manga. And I'm like, okay, cool. I need manga. And I go, wait a minute, is it some hentai? And he's like, no, it's a little bit of hentai. He was wrong. It is 100% hentai, and I have no idea how I'm going to sell that at my shop. So literally, I've been on the phone today and texting people that I know might want it, so I can at least move it to them, and it's their problem now. So the second to last one was interesting. Let's let the stuff we talked about stuff. Yeah. It's also the stuff is talked about, the stuff that is let's talk. Yeah. So yeah, we got. Yeah, I'm always kind of on the lookout for old stuff that I remember watching. So we're always bringing you some fun anime. So yeah, we got a lot going there. So yeah, I think it's yeah, I found a new one this week that I had never seen. So we're gonna get to witness an anime together essentially. Even though I will probably be asleep. I get up in the morning on Sundays. I go to the gym. Then we take Vince to the bowling alley. And then I try to run and go hang out and spend time with my family and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Considering the only person I've been able to really see in my personal family lately is Joe, because he's with me at events. Um, but the nice part about it is did get to go see He-Man last Thursday. Me, Joe, and Trevor went. It was a blast. So if any of you guys, it's very reminiscent of the old school stuff. Um, People want to hate on Jared Leto. I think he best role he's ever done as Skeletor. You can't really tell it's him. So um, the characters are great. I was not sure how I was going to deal with Allison Brie, Annie Edison from freaking Community being Evil Lynn, but I liked it. I was happy. I also did not think I would. Is that T-shirt? No. This is the Hex Girls from Scooby Doo. Is a Hex Girls concert T-shirt. Uh, yeah, the from was it Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Um, yeah, um, yeah, and also I never thought that Veronica Lodge from Riverdale would be a great Tila, and she was a great Tila. So yeah, I'm a Scooby Doo guy, even though it drives Vince nuts because he gives me crap about like a Scooby Doo. This is the one I like this one, the front, because it does have the and actually if you see there's a ghost of a dog right there. There's one that actually had dates on the back, and I was like, that's cool, but the front didn't look cool, and I like this one better. So I'm a sucker for Scooby Doo stuff still to this day. So can't go wrong, really. And I can say you can't go wrong because there's some not good Scooby Doo stuff. Was it Be Cool Scooby Doo? Yeah, it was one of those where it's not good. Kind of like the was it Thundercats Roar was just awful. I tried it. I'm not gonna lie. I sit down. I watched one episode because I can't. I go, you know what? I can't judge it. I haven't watched it. I don't want to be that guy who just hates on everything just because it's different. And then I watched it and was like, yeah, this is just not good. At least I give it a shot. I know people that hate stuff before it even comes out. And then you're just like, did you watch it? No. Why the hell are you complaining? You didn't see it. Shut up. You're not alone. My ringtone is a theme from hell yeah. Autumn, that's awesome. Literally my wife's dog, we always make fun of Abby because she is our Scooby dog. Because she's part Dane. And I don't know what else. I think she's part Dane, part lab. I know she's got webbed feet, so and she lopes, she hops around like a deer, which is hilarious. But yeah, she's our Scooby dog. And if my kids would have been little, we would have got this dog 20 years ago, she would have been Scooby or Scooby D. Scooby Doo's was it sister or cousin? I can't remember what she was. Yeah, Scooby D, Scooby Dum, and Scrappy. And then you have Scrappy's mom that I always thought was supposed to be Scooby D, but it's never said. So Scooby Doo genealogy. That's right. We're going to study Scooby Doo genealogy. I do remember the 13. I loved the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo. The fact they finally made a sequel to that recently, within like the last, recently, but probably like the last 5 or 6 years. And the fact that it had freaking Vincent Price doing the voiceover was so awesome. So yeah, Jay would know. Yep. Oh my god. I'm a big fan of the Scooby-Doo movies. And then I also love when they brought back essentially the Scooby-Doo movies recently. Well, Scooby-Doo and Guess Who? Because it was fun watching Penn and Teller and Scooby-Doo together. So, and then they sneak all the old people in. If you watch an episode, you'll see like Don Knotts and like Sandy Duncan are in the background. It's a trip, man, especially when you pay attention. Yeah, so we always enjoy that. Except for Vince, for some reason, suddenly decided one time, love Scooby-Doo. Absolutely love Scooby-Doo. And then all of a sudden one day he's like, I don't like Scooby-Doo. I'm like, okay, bud. And so anytime I'm watching Scooby-Doo, he comes in and yells at me. So he's like, no, I don't want to watch that. I'm like, well, then go upstairs and watch something else or go play a video game. Finally, I found out. New Sonic game has Godzilla and Neon Genesis Evangelion in it. I'm like, that's bonkers. So now I'm going to have a game that I'm going to play probably pretty regularly with Vets if Godzilla's in it. So, although that being said, my kids have been trying to get me to play Fortnite and Dead by Daylight for years at this point. And I keep joking around that they keep making things to put in Fortnite just to see if I will play it, because they know I don't want to. So I had many varieties, like the version when I love the pup named Scooby Doo. I do. I still do. I have the I think it's back there. I have the box set for that too. So I love a pup named Scooby Doo. I love the fact that Red Herring is always Freddy always thinks he's the bad guy, and he was only the bad guy once. So, and his name's Red Herring. So, Jeezy Pete. I wish I'd stop hiccuping a little bit. Yeah. So that's what's currently happening at the captain's quarters here. Getting ready because as I rapidly approach, today's the 9th. I got 10 days, and I will be 52 years old. Man, that's insane to me. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna play. Somebody asked, they're like, "What would your 21-year-old think of a 52-year-old Paul?" And I went, he'd be like, "You're still alive? Wow, that's incredible." We always do this. The whole thing. What is it? Be the person that your 14-year-old self will be proud of. And I hope I am. I mean, realistically, man, if I ever, like, if I was a 14-year-old and I met 52-year-old Paul, I would think, yeah, I was the coolest guy ever. The guy's like, oh my God, you have all this stuff, and you own a comic book store, and you've met all these people and stuff. And the kid version of me would think I was awesome. 21-year-old Paul would probably think I was lame and boring because I'm not partying and drinking and stuff. And yeah, time flies when you don't notice. I'm in my 40s. Yes, time. Yes, sunsets. Yes, it is. A pup named Scooby Doo. It's so crazy. Time is going by super fast. It's the whole, was it, time's relative. When you're a child and you want to grow up and you want time to go by faster, it feels like forever. You can't wait till Christmas. You can't wait till holiday. You can't wait till school's out. You can't wait till this. You can't wait till that. And it felt like a lifetime between the start of school and the end of school. Each school day felt like it was forever. And now, I'm like, I would give anything in this world. I can't say anything in this world. I would give so much just for time to slow down by half. Like, I feel like if I could get things done more than I do now. So yeah, now you want time to slow down. Now I'm old. No, I would love to have some, time to slow down so I could spend more time with my family and my friends and stuff. I do get to do that. It's like I plan my convention every year, and I feel like I have like forever to plan it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's like 2 weeks away, and you're like, I just started planning this like the other day, and that was like 3 months ago. What the hell? So I see what used to be at the times like restaurants. Yeah, and I get it, Sephiroth. I do. The entire year has been going by. So yeah, crazy fast, scary fast, actually. Yeah, because man, I go and the mall I spent so much time at this mall that I'm at now doing our con, and there's not one thing from when that mall opened to now that's still there. Yeah, there's an arcade again, but that arcade's a completely different arcade. It's just weird. So just watching everything. Like there was the newsstand downtown, it's gone. There was a bookstore downtown. Now there's a new bookstore which I really got to get to. But I don't buy. I order whatever books I want, and I got tons of them over there I haven't got to yet. So I don't really go to bookstores anymore unless I'm looking for a person, like a specific book that I just can't find. And sometimes I love just the adventure of going and finding a book in the wild. Is kind of what I do with comics. You know, I can always order comics off of eBay or whatever, but it's just something about going out and finding them in a box and or just doing trading for it and stuff like that. Like right now, I'm always on the lookout for like those last handful of GI Joe, Real American Hero from Marvel Comics back in the day, and I hate because man, I don't want to pay that much for no stupid books, and now I'm just doing trade or whatever and finding them. It's such a sad feeling not having any of the old stories. Sunsets, there is in our town, we had Kmart gone. We had Sears. We had Pennies. We had Elder Beerman's all gone. We had little mom and pop shops that are gone. We had bookstores that are gone. We have just, and then there's me who's just still plodding around 14 years later running my shop. But there's a guy who's been in town forever. I have no clue how he has stayed open for as long as he has. But yeah, he's a nice guy. He's just a weird dude, but he's still banging it out every week. He's still out there. So, yep. I take it back. I guess we still got our Kroger's, which is just moved. And it has nothing to do with the old Kroger's. Outside of maybe, I think there's like a handful of people who still work there before it was the old Kroger's. But yeah. I mean, literally, I worked at the Kmart towards the very end of it even existing, which was kind of fun, you know, because we would go up and go through the old layaway area, and I found a Super Nintendo still in the box that had been left in layaway for probably at that point like 15 years. Nothing feels right anymore. Yeah, you know, I don't know if any of you guys. I'm big on space and all that. And the theory is that our galaxy exists within a black hole. And I go, well, if time travels differently in black holes, then maybe maybe time is messed up because we exist where time pulls slightly different. And yeah, and then weird stuff happens right now. Like I joked around, but I guess I'm not really joking around. One day I sat down and I watched a 30-minute show, and it was on YouTube or whatever, but it was on streaming, so I can see the clock across the bottom. And somehow I watched the entire show in like 20 minutes. 20 minutes by my watch passed. But yet I watched the full 30-minute show. Where the hell did that like 10 minutes come from or go to? I don't understand. And time is just feeling weird lately. I mean, I'm going to get really kind of philosophical on that one, but I do believe time just is off. So I don't know. Maybe it is something to do with the gravitational pull. Because they're the great attractor. I don't know if you guys know anything about that everything's being pulled towards something in our universe, and nobody knows what it is we're being pulled towards, and maybe it is messing with time. Who knows? But yeah, I got to stop watching things on space like last minute, but while I'm trying to get ready for bed, I try to mellow out, and I got to watch weird stuff to help me like not think about things that are relative. So I watch things that make me like think differently. So that's why I'm on all these space things and talk about black holes and time dilation and how we travel through space and why, you know, maybe, all that fun stuff. Why there's no advanced civilizations out there. Advanced civilizations destroy themselves at a certain point. Are we fast approaching that point where we destroy ourselves with advanced civilization? And yeah, I know people that like the Tina. That would just fill her with so much existential dread it would drive her nuts. And I'm down here just doing it every night because it helps me bring peace to myself. Knowing full well that there's not a damn thing I can do about it if something like that happens. So, yeah, because I mean, when you know you can control things, I think it. Yeah. So do you believe? Do I believe in time travel? I theoretically yes. But that being said, I think that we can technically do it. But I'm pretty sure that if you did it, it would probably kill you. I think we can send stuff. I think we send inanimate objects maybe through time, which we know we can do. I don't know if we can send people. I don't think the human body can do it. But that's just my personal theory. So on what I've researched. Yeah, because I'm the guy that they need to go through to help build a time machine. The guy that has a comic book store and does a YouTube channel. I'd like to think that we could eventually do it. But I also think that if we do time travel, we don't really time travel. I believe that we create parallel universes every time we would time travel. Because if, like, say, we go back in time to get rid of, whatever. If you got rid of them in the past, there would be no reason for you to build the time machine to go back to the past to wipe them out. So if you do it and you go back in the past and wipe them out, then you've created a parallel universe where that person doesn't exist. You can probably go back to your time, but you won't exist in the same universe to which you left. That's a theory. That's a theory I kind of believe in. I also believe in the theory that say I would go back in the past and go, hey, I'm going to become Wyatt Earp. Let's just say that. I've already gone back and I do it. I've already done it. I've already gone back in the past. I've already been Wyatt Earp. Therefore, I would go into the future, build the time machine, come back, be Wyatt Earp. So it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think that too. So, yep. This is the episode of Ask the Captain. We're gonna get deep and philosophical and time travel and space and time dilation, and because we already know time dilation exists, and that's, I guess, a form of time travel, but not, because if we follow way out into space and then come back, time would travel faster on Earth than we were in space. So, we could go way out and then come back in like 100 years would go past. So technically we've time traveled, even though we personally didn't, and time did go linear and worse out there. But I'm also on the weird thing that all time has already existed, and everything time has and will always exist simultaneously. We only perceive time because it's how our brains function. And I don't know, but then that gives people believe that gets rid of that we don't make that nothing we do will ever make a difference because time it's already happened. But I think that it doesn't matter because we're going to do it. So yes, it does exist simultaneously, but it doesn't say that it's, takes it out of free will because it's going to happen. It's free will because we did it. Yes, it happened where it's going to happen, but we did it because we were going to do it anyways. So, yeah. I was going to say, I literally just saw a bunch of people leave. So time is what makes us value things in our past, even if it's just the memories of the ones Yeah, I mean, me and Tina and the Joe have this discussion all the time. Um, I always say that I regret doing the dumb stuff I did when I was younger. I would have never partied, would never drank, I would have never been a kind of butthead to people in the past when I was a drinker. But if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have gone through everything that made me change to become the person I am today. So, by that standard, we had to go through. Time had to travel in that form to get me from point A to point B to now get me to point C. Um, and I do value things way more than I do now than I used to. And it is. I mean, I love my wife. I love my children, my friends, my family. Some of them drive me nuts, and I can't handle being around them sometimes. But I do love my family for the most part. Uh, um, but I think that's unfortunately the thing about time moving is that we value our memories, but sometimes those memories are faulty, and because they're a perception of them. There's two sides to every story. My side, your side. There's three sides to every story. There's your side of the story, my side of the story, and what really happened. We had the discussion at the shop a bunch of times over the years about how we perceive what happened to us in our lives, and you think about things that happened to you. Here's a weird example. I'm at wrestling years ago. What up, KO Joe? Um, I watch a guy hit a guy with a chair. The chair bounces out, flies through the air. I catch it, turn around, and I stick it up against the wall, and I go back to watching wrestling. In my head, I did it so super smoothly, so just like so slick and cool because I was like, boom, boom, and I said it, and everybody goes, man, you should have like set the chair down and like sat on it and like, I probably should have. That would have been even cooler. But then I'm like, but did I look cool doing it? Like I was like, oh, I probably fumbled with the chair, and I just got back from hell yeah. Always go to the public library there, Ojo. Yes, the library is a great thing, 100%. I still visit my library every once in a while, even though I haven't been there. But then I watched a video of the actual event happening because the camera was pointing kind of down where I was, and it was pretty slick. It was pretty slick, but it wasn't exactly how I remembered it. But yeah, it's that whole how you perceive things. So, a person could go back in the past, then what they were yet go back used to, yeah. See, but like me, I'd have to go back to dial. You know, I always joke around. They're like, if you could go back in the past and tell yourself one thing, what would you tell them? I was like, don't sell your Hulk 181. Uh, but I had to sell the Hulk 181 once to pay my rent and basically put food on the table and stuff like that. So it's something that had to happen for me to get to where I'm at. I still have a Hulk 181. I had to get a different one. But yeah, you would yeah, it's was it go watch the movie Primer. It's one of the best explanations of time travel, and it's a super low budget movie, and it's about time travel. I think they made the movie on like $7,000. It's like bonkers. Um, yeah, but no, this is where we're going. This is hi. I am the captain, and this is my TED talk about time and time travel in space. So I need to get the big TED letters and put them behind me. uh, do you believe in outer body experiences during sleep? The Tina would say yes. I don't believe I've ever had one. Um, I've had weird stuff in dreams that have, like, I guess, come to fruition. Um, I guess, I don't know what they were, prophesized it in a dream. And I've had to deal with I've had what do you want to call it? The sleep paralysis demon. When I was a kid, I can describe it to this day. To this day, it's stuck in my head. But I know it's that weird. You're not awake, but you're not asleep. So your brain, you're awake, but your brain still thinks you're asleep. So it's trying to dream while you're awake. And I understand that that's why you can't move, because you're still technically asleep. So, yeah, but no, I can describe the sleep paralysis demon to this day. And I probably saw it when I was like, I don't know, like 12, 13 years old. And it's crazy because I've talked to other people and they've told me similar. So that might be a little weird, but shared experiences. So, I'm not. I tend to be the skeptic. Sunset. Tina's the believer. She's the one. When we used to go ghost hunting back when we were younger, I saw a lot of crazy stuff, and it's nothing I've never ever. One thing I've never been able to. I can't say that. There's one thing happened I've never been able to explain away, but I can kind of explain it away. I've seen weird stuff. I've seen cryptids. So I mean, I do believe in some cryptids. I've just seen some weird crap in the years. So, I mean, I've seen a Thunderbird, so that's pretty good. I've heard of people experience where their mind is up and their body isn't ready. Yeah. That's kind of what the sleep paralysis is. Except for it's kind of the other way around. Your body wants to wake up, but your mind still thinks it's asleep. Um, I'm just to that age now where I can blink and like 4 hours can go by, which is horrible, man. When you're dead tired and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get some rest, and you're like, and then you're like, what the hell? It's 6 a.m. Jeezy Pete, what the hell? So, um, I like I said, I've just never really had an out of body experience, so I couldn't tell you on that one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that though. Maybe that's something that's for the next show. We'll get everybody together and we'll talk about uh, metaphysical stuff. So I'm gonna ask you guys. I've asked people around the shop and stuff like this. Okay, if somebody came up to you today and said you can go to Mars and you could be the first person on Mars, but you're never coming home, would you do it? And I was like, I mean, if I didn't have a family, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But I have a friend. He was like, nope, wouldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I don't want to die a billion miles away from home. And I was like, yeah, but you would be remembered forever. You'd be the first man on Mars. You'd be the first person to set up a, but yeah, sunset. I wouldn't do it. Also, we had a discussion a while back. Like, would you upgrade your body? Would you, we're getting to that point where between cloning and cybernetics and stuff like that, if they went, okay, we can upload your brain into a synthetic cybernetic body, would you do it? It would still be you essentially because it would be all your memories and everything that made you you, but you would be in a synthetic body. And I went, depends, as I wouldn't, nope, not me. I guess, if I could spend the rest of my life with my family, but I also I wouldn't want them to have to go through that. And I also don't, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do not want, there's people who was like, oh man, if I could, I'd live forever. Why would you live forever? So just be a ghost in the shell. You're just going, yeah, that's just it. Could you be a ghost in a shell? By floating while sleeping, I crash and wake up all the time. I've done the whole where you feel like you're floating and roll off the bed. So I could go synthetics, but not going to Mars. Yeah, I don't know. I've been watching way too much cyberpunk stuff and rewatched Blade Runner and things like that. Um, yeah, that's just crazy. That's also one of the best lines I think ever put to film. Is Roy Batty's monologue at the end. Where he's like, "I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. I've seen sea beams glittering off the rings, the Tannhauser Gate," and then he goes, "and all those memories will be lost like tears in the rain. Time to die." Yep, I'm writer. So sometimes when I'm waking up, I get ideas when I'm in between sleeping. I used to jot stuff down like that, Sephiroth. But I don't dream that much. Uh, I don't know. I mean, everybody tells me I dream. You have to dream, supposedly. But I'll go months without having even like an inkling of a dream. Um, but then again, my brain doesn't really shut down, so I don't know how that works. So that happened in Los Angeles, November 20. Yep. Yeah, this is crazy that the entirety of the original Blade Runner takes place in the past. It's like Back to the Future now takes 100% in the past. Okay, that's. I mean, I don't want to say that's good, but at least I'm not alone. Um, I don't. I just don't remember dreams that much. Um, and when they do, they're just like the weirdest mundane things ever. Although I did have a dream and I woke up mad at Tina because she left me for some dude named Chad in my dream. And that's all I remember of the whole thing is I couldn't tell you anything about it other than the fact she left me for a dude named Chad. And she goes, "If I'm going to leave you, it's not going to be for a guy named Chad." And I'm like, "Well, thank you." Um, but yeah, although she's put up with me at this point, I don't think she's going to leave at this point. Um, she got through all the crap. You think she could be leaving now that it's good? Some dreams I do remember, some I don't. Yeah, see, I could not literally tell you the last time I dreamed. Um, Not at all. Like I said, the dream about the Tina was probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe. It was definitely at this house, but I couldn't tell you if I dreamed before, and I don't know if I've had it. I mean, after that, so I don't know. There's people that I know that they dream journal, so they write that crap down every day. Like they wake up and they like write everything that happened in their dream in a book, and I'm like, I would have a book that would just sit empty for months, just months. Um, but now, like daydream is a completely different monster. That's my one of my weaknesses. As a reflection of the inner mind and what we're least expected, my writer psyche. So yeah, I mean, supposedly that are I do joke around about the dream because I used to have when I was young, where the stress dreams where your teeth fall out or you wake up in your underwear in school, stuff like that. Um, those still, I haven't had one in forever. They still freak me out though, because I'm very weird about my teeth. My mom worked at a dentist office when I was a kid, so I'm very protective of my teeth. She freaked out when I started playing hockey. She's like, "You're gonna get your teeth knocked out." I'm like, "That's why you wear a guard." Uh, the, I don't know. I've always heard the thing that your dreams are reflection of what's currently going on in your mind, but I'm I don't want to say my mind, like I said, never really shuts down at any, so it's always going. And I don't know if maybe I get that out while I'm awake or while I'm quote unquote daydreaming. So I'm not 100% sure. So I just, whatever. Um, yeah, I get philosophical about that crap sometimes, and I don't know what to make of it as a me, I guess. Um, yeah, wow, this one turned really weird today, guys. Talking about the show, and then we end up having these discussions. No, it's what was it? Of course, Blade Runner is based on the book, dude. Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. Um, I'd almost hope that if we do create artificial, who it would dream, maybe, I guess, I don't know. AI really is not what I'm ready for. We don't need we don't need Judgment Day. Let's put it that way. We won't need the T800s walking around and the T1000. So, we all think it's going to be this cool, weird future, but it's not going to be. So, yeah, I told everybody the other day I'm going to go and go get my beat up leather jacket, my tack vest, put my gun on, all that stuff, and I'm like, hey, I'm getting ready to go get some gasoline. I'll be back in a little bit. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, brother-in-law's having a bad day up there. So, but I'm gonna get ready to go here, you guys. I got to get back to working on the show, and I got to deal with some other stuff too before I head off and have all that fun stuff. Um, Anybody want to ask anything? Anybody got any questions or anything before we wrap this up for tonight? Let me know. Like I said, I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to do. I'm pretty much guaranteed I'm going to do Last Grindhouse on the Left July 4th special. And I keep joking around on my birthday, but I don't know if I have time because I'm just everything that went on there. So it's so weird. There's been so many movies warning us about against AI and yeah, 100%. You think we'd learn? It's like people like we can clone dinosaurs. We've made okay, guys. I got to get ready to go, and I got some stuff going on upstairs. So I will talk to you guys later. I'm sorry. Take care, guys. I apologize. And see ya. Bye. Stop chewing. Your hair's all coming out. You leave hair every freaking winter, dog.
I'm stressed. The doctors did say that the lump would still stay there, but after a week or two, the lump went, and I've had no further problems since with that.
The results.
No rhythm.
So behind my whole experience.